welcome back to my channel. I'm Lindy, aka or otherwise known as Paleobarbie. Paleobarbie does keto. If you're new, thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys enjoy this recipe. This is a recipe that I grew up eating as a kid that my mom used to make, but now I've ketofied it so I can still have it. And it's a recipe that's fairly cheap, which is good, so if you're on a budget. And it's easy because it's a one-pan meal. Which is great. I always like easy, quick, one-pan meals. There's other variations that you can do with this recipe if you want to make it more complicated, but we're going to keep it simple today because I think simple is always best. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, what is your life, right? As Nicole Burgess always says, what is my life? What is your life? If you're not following me on Instagram, so follow me on Instagram. I put a lot of my meals on there that I eat. Sometimes I don't do a what I eat in a day video, so you can go on there and look and see what I eat. I've lost 78 pounds so far with keto and I'm trying to lose some more. We'll see. We're gonna get it going. All right, so let's go make some dinner. All right, guys, first thing I'm going to do is cook a pack of chicken thighs with a cup of water for 25 minutes in my Instant Pot with these spices, a teaspoon of each, and we'll get that started. And you can also use leftover chicken. With a cup of water and the seasonings that I showed you. My chicken was partially frozen, so if you don't have frozen chicken, you can go a little bit less than that on the time. You can also just cook them in the oven or however you want to cook them. You can use rotisserie chicken, leftover chicken from another meal, however you want to do it. I'm making a small recipe because it's just for 2 of us, but if I was making it for the whole family, I would probably use the equivalent of 2 packs of chicken thighs or a whole chicken for this recipe. I'm going to save this broth too because I'm going to use this in the dish, but I'm going to let this cool and set aside while I make the cream of celery soup, and then we'll show you how to throw it all together. Alright, so this portion of the recipe is the cream of whatever type of soup you want to use. Normally, you know, in the old days when weren't on keto, we would use canned cream of chicken, cream of celery, whatever kind of soup. You can customize this to be cream of celery, cream of mushroom, cream of chicken. You can just add mushrooms, celery, or chicken. I'm doing cream of celery today just because it doesn't really matter, but you can make things all ahead of time and save them to use for other recipes as well. So first you're going to melt a tablespoon or 2 of butter in your pan. Then we're going to be adding our other ingredients. Our other ingredients are, you want to use fresh cracked pepper or peppercorn. Redmond's real salt's what I'm using, or whatever pink salt you have, some bone broth, and some heavy cream, and also, you can't see the label, but this is xanthan gum we'll be using to thicken it up. So let's get this butter melted. Also, celery, chopped celery, and I'm also going to add a little bit of freeze-dried onion to mine, but you can leave the onion out if you don't want onion in yours. Alright, so I've got about a cup of chopped celery, a tablespoon of freeze-dried onions, and our butter in here. I kind of moved them around a little bit. I'm going to add our a half a cup of bone broth and a half a cup of heavy whipping cream, and then our seasonings, about a teaspoon each, and then let that come together, and then we'll add our thickener. Okay, while you're waiting for this to come together, you're going to go ahead and steam your cauliflower rice in the microwave. I'm using 1 pack, but if you're making it for a larger family, double this recipe for sure. And now I'm going to steam a bag of broccoli. Alright, so to this mixture I'm adding a teaspoon of xanthan gum. I'm going to mix this up just to thicken it up. Alright, so we've dumped out our cauliflower rice. Now we're going to add our chicken and the broth that's in here to the pan. Alright, I've got my chicken and my cauliflower rice with that broth mixed together, and my cream of celery soup is done. Now if you get busy doing other things and this gets too thick, you can just add some more broth to it or some more cream if you want, just to thin it out just a little bit. I think I'll probably add a little bit to it. I've already steamed my broccoli, and so I'm going to mix all this together and stick it in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. Alright, so I'm going to mix in the cream of celery soup. Just going to mix this really good all together. Now I'm going to mix in my broccoli florets. I'm also going to go ahead and add a little bit, teaspoon give or take, of all of our spices that we just used, plus the salt and pepper. Here's the pepper and the pink salt into here before I mix it up. Alright, it's all mixed together, so I'm going to throw it in the oven for about 30 minutes just to heat through everything. Also, I was going to say, instead of using thyme and sage, you could also just use poultry seasoning if you have that. That works just fine. So now I'm going to put this in the oven. Alright guys, it's all done out of the oven. Oh, that looks so good. Now, since it has broccoli and cauliflower rice in it already, you don't really necessarily have to have a side, but you could just add like a side salad if you wanted, if you feel like you need a side, or just eat you a little bowl of this. When I was growing up, my mom would take the rice and cream of soup mixture and stuff it into a chicken and bake it, so you could also do that instead of having the broccoli mixed in. This is just a one pan thing. I like one pan meals. I think they're easier. But you could try it that way and see if you like it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And this recipe will be in my new cookbook that's coming out soon.